Hi all, welcome to Data Analytics and BI. So would you like to build the project SQL project and would you like to know how it goes in the real time? So how the connections and all these works and what is the data modeling that we need to do? So for making the data modeling where the data can pass through each and every table, and how do we implement the join conditions to get the column or the data from some other sheet? So we need to build the query. So in this tutorial, we will discuss about how do we build the query. So what do we have? What is the client requirement? The client requested us to build the query to find out, to search the columns that we have it in the. So he mentioned in the query about the SQL live project, SQL Server Database live project. So how it is going to happen in the real time. So let us see that. So we will have meeting with the team manager of the clients or the general manager of from the clients or vice presidents from the clients or the database manager from the client side stating that, okay, we need to go for making some changes. Okay. Or the accounting managers. So they explain about the project and they ask us to build the query based on the information that they use in their Excel. So what happens? They use some Excel, but in order to consolidate the information in the Excel, it would be difficult for them. So every month they need to get the new Excel sheet from some other different department, and they need to consolidate the data. They need to get the sheets from different teams, and they need to put it in the single sheet or single Excel or single CSV. So it would be very difficult for them. So every month it takes a lot of time for them to analyze the data. So they connect with the BI team. Okay. And what do they ask? Request us stating that, can you please find this information? Okay. So what they are saying, hi Bharat, please find below information in international export to DB. Actually, what do? They do not inform anything about the database. First of all, they do not inform anything about the database. So they send information. Okay. Okay. We as a BI developer, we also need to take care of SQL, building the queries, analysis in the SQL. And if we want to make any changes in the query, we need to make some changes in the existing query. So that is what we need to do. But our simplification for our understanding, what I did, I mailed stating that, okay, we need to have it in the international export to DB in the SQL server. So what are they requesting us? They are requesting us to find out commodity, country, exchange rate exported to these information in the international export to DB. They did not mention anything about the tables. They only gave the information about the database. And what they are saying, what they are requesting, get all these data in a single table for further analysis. So probably what do we need to understand? Okay, these information are existing in the different tables. Okay, these information are existing in the different tables. Okay, so let me open that. Let me open one file. Okay, let me open one file. Okay, so fact. Okay, probably they are using, the client is using Excel sheet. Okay, the client is using Excel sheet. So what do they generally do? They go to insert, click on the pivot table, and they go for click on OK. They get another sheet. So what do? They add all these information in here. Okay, they add all this information, HS code in the rows and year in the columns. And what do? They add the free charges and they add, let me open free charges more. Let me click on more. Yeah. So we get all these information, some of free charges, and we get all this information. Okay. So this is what they do. Okay. 2023, they get the summarized data. Okay. They get the summarized data. So what do? They do this and they make some changes. They pivot it. If they want to have some calculation, they do some calculations and they maintain the data in the Excel. So every month or whenever the data is getting updated, so these Excel sheets need to be updated. It's a time-taking process. So what do? They reach the BI team, business intelligence team, okay, data analytics team. And what do? They explain whatever they are doing in the Excel. And also, what do we need to do? We need to find these information. Okay, they are using. So they send the screenshot of the columns that they use in the Excel sheets. And what do we need to do? We need to find all these information in the database. Okay, so that is the requirement that we have got. So what do we have? Get all these. Please find the attached document for more details. And what they are saying, create a view. Client doesn't know what do we need to create, but for our understanding, I'm explaining that we need to create a view so that the query can be reusable. What is a view? How do we make all these? Let us discuss further. So let me download this, export to project. Okay, the project is downloaded. Let me click on this. So what do we have in this project? And click on the enable load. Okay, what is this project? So the project is the global export analysis. The project is global export analysis project. Focus on examining the export trends of the country. Okay, using structured data including HS code, commodity details, region, state, supplier quantity, pricing, freight charges, and export modes. The goal is to identify key export commodities, top performing regions, supplier contribution, and cost structure. Important thing, free charges, duty charges, and prices. Additionally, the project to provide insights into export destinations. So where the client is exporting the products, transportation efficiencies, and year over year growth. We need to find out that year over year growth, we need to find out that. Enabling data driven decisions. So after completing the project, after completing building the query in the SQL database, what do we need to do? We need to apply the same query. I mean, we need to analyze the data. We need to summarize the data by using the group by. So we need to understand so whether the data is matching with the Excel's value or not. So we need to verify that. And after that, we need to dump that query into Power BI. Okay, we need to dump that query into Power BI. And now let us see what do we have in the data. So we have the column description. Okay, we have the column description to understand what do we have. HS code. So what is this? Harmonized system code. So every product, whatever the product that the company is going to trade to other countries or from other country to the current country that we are living in. So each and every product is separated, is uniquely identified by harmonized system code. So which is used to classify traded goods. Okay, so identify the type of goods being exported for duty and tariff calculation and trade analysis, the HS code. And the next one is commodity code, a code that categorizes the specific goods being exported. Okay, so break down the items for detailed analysis within HS classification. And the next one is state code, represent the state from which the goods are being exported, which state the goods are being exported. Okay, it can be easily for us to analyze the state-wise data. Supplier code, who is supplying the products, goods. And exported month, which month are we exporting the products? So which is used for month-on-month analysis, seasonal, which month has higher trading, which month has lower trading, and also same thing with the year, which year we are exporting. So we can use, it is used for year-on-year growth. And we also have price, the price of the goods being exported, usually per unit. For each and every product, so we have a price. And the quantity, how much volume of the goods are being exported. So if you are exporting the milk, how many liters of the milk are we exporting? If the client is exporting the iron, for example, how many kgs or how many tons of the iron is being exported? And it is being measured in the unit of measure. So what is the unit of measure? Is it liters? Is it kg? Is it ton? So how we are exporting the products? Okay, analyze export to volume. How much volume are we exporting? So what was the last month quantity and what is this month quantity? Region code, the code representing the region associated with the export. Which region are we exporting? There are different types of region: Asia, Europe, Middle East, Africa. So different types of regions available. And country code, under the region, we will have the countries. Which country are we exporting? So if we consider the Asia, are we exporting? Which countries are we exporting in the Asian region? Okay, that is country code. Exported to code. The specific code identifying the destination country or the market. Who are we exporting to? Are we exporting to the end user directly? I mean, are we giving it to the customers or to any vendor? So that is exported to. Unit of measure, the measurement used, the measurement unit used, whether it is a kg, liters, metric tons, or some other measure units. From currency, so the currency in which the export to transaction is recorded. So we we have exported, the client has exported to US, so it would be we receive the amount in the dollars. We are exporting to some other Middle East countries, so we get it from their own countries. China, yuan currency. If you go through some other countries, each country has its own currency. Free charges. Okay, what is free charges? We have it in the percentage. Free charges are expressed as the percentage of total cost. Okay, free charges are expressed in the percentage of total cost. Analyze the transportation cost. Each and every product would have the free charges that we need to pay. That is the tax. Material type code. Okay, what is the type of the material? Are we exporting the raw materials or finished goods or any type of any other type? Okay, that is the material type. To currency. So how do we convert the dollar into the client's currency? So if the client is in some other country and that dollar or from currency should be converted to the to currency. And so this is what the description. Freight refers to the cost incurred for transporting goods from point of origin to destination. Okay, the way we have, for example, if we get into the bus, as per the kilometers, as per the miles, so the bus charges, we will have the charges of the bus that we need to pay. If it is 20 kilometers or 20 miles, that there will be like price, certain price that we need to pay for the ticket charges. Or if it is 100 kilometers or 100 miles, we need to pay some amount. So here also we will have some amount that we need to pay for transporting the goods from point of origin to destination. Okay, so we have air freight, sea freight. I mean, how the products are being shipped? They are shipped via rail, via sea, via air, if it is international. And freight charges. So the cost of transporting goods from one location to another location, including handling charges, loading charges, and logistic services. For example, if you open any e-commerce website or any food applications, okay, so what do we see if you want to order any product or order any food from the local restaurant? So we open the application and what do? We find the option stating that it's a platform fees or handling charges. If it is more than 5 kilometers, so there will be like other charges. So we pay some charges. Okay. So if you see 50,000 to transport goods via sea from India to USA. Okay. 10,000 for air freight to deliver urgent goods. So probably what do we say? So 10,000 we need to pay. So that is what the freight charges. So how do we calculate the freight tax? So freight charges minus total sales minus freight charges divided by 100, because the freight charges are in percentage. Okay, freight charges are in percentage. This is not minus, this is equal to. Okay, and the next calculation is duty charges. So what is the duty charges? It's a government imposed tax on the goods being imported or exported. So it is tariff. Simply I can say the tariff. So we see the tariff of the other country imposing on different types of countries when we do the trading from and to countries. So that is the government imposed tax on the goods. Okay. So custom authorities of the importing or exporting country collects the amount. Okay, if we have the import duty, if you are getting the product from some other countries, and exports duty, the country that is going to put the charges while they are exporting. And the duty charges depends on the weight and price of the goods. Okay, duty charges depends on the weight and price of the goods. So what is the condition that we have? So depends on the below condition. Quantity between 1 and 25, it is 0.5 percentage. 25 to 50, it is 1 percentage. 50 to 100, 1.5 percentage. 100 to 200, 2 percentage. And more than 100, so it is 2.5 percentage. Okay. So how, for example, if you go to any uh, third party vendor to export any products, okay, so what do? They take your product, they take our product and put it on the weighing machine, and they see the weight of the product that we are exporting, and they give us the payment bill. So we need to pay based on the weight of the product and the destination. So considering these two, they make the bill. Okay, so that is duty charges or the freight charges. So we need to calculate these things: total sales multiplied by duty divided by 100. I mean, once we calculate the duty charges. Okay. So what do we need to calculate? So what do we need to calculate? They are saying us to calculate total cost to company. Okay, total cost to company. First we need to calculate. So do we have that? So first we need to calculate total cost to company, total sales, free charges, duty charges, net sales, and year-on-year growth. So these are all we need to calculate. What is total sales? Price multiplied by quantity, the general function, the general formula. Free charges, total sales multiplied by free charges divided by 100. Duty charges, the same formula. Total cost to company, considering the total sales, free charges plus duty charges. That is the amount that the company is going to transport for each and every product. Total cost to company for a single product for exporting the products. So that is total cost to company. Net sales, how much revenue that they are generating after taking off the gross profit, after taking off the freight charges and duty charges. That is net sales. Total sales minus freight charges minus duty charges. Okay. And they are saying us key points for developing the query. Yeah, what are they saying? Namibia and Morocco falls under East Africa. Build a new hierarchy. Okay, they are saying Namibia and Morocco should fall under a new hierarchy, that is East Africa. And also one more, another point, second point, exclude gold, iron, and steel from the analysis where it falls under mineral category. So they want to calculate, they want to go with a separate category, that is a mineral category, separate calculation for that. Make currency conversion using exchange rate table in the database. Round off the price to 2 decimals. Replace material type NA, not available, with under processing. And they also sent the screenshot. What is the screenshot? Why it is useful? So this is the amount that they have got when they calculated sum of price and sum of quantity. And at the end of the query, building the query, we need to validate whether the values are matching with the given screenshot from the client or not. Okay. So yeah. So if you see, we have different types of. So if I go to international export to DB, so what they are saying. Okay. So now we are in the server. Okay, what is the server? So this is the server that we are in. Okay. So what do we need to do? We need to expand the server. Under the server, we will have the databases. Okay. So there are 4 different types of databases available in here. What client explained? Client wanted us to see the international, what is that? International export to DB. So this is international export to DB. Where is that international export DB? Expand it. Then under the databases, we will have different types of tables. What is the hierarchy? Server contains databases. Databases contain tables. We create tables under the specific databases. Okay. We have different types of tables under the database. So what do we need to do? We need to look into the different types of, we can expand. For example, so let me expand EXP, FCT, export, EXP, export. DBO is database object. EXP is the export. FCT is the fact. Export analysis is the name of the table. Expand the columns. We will see what kind of a columns do we have in the table. HS code, commodity code, state code, supplier code. We have different types of information. So what I see, commodity. Yes, we have the commodity information in here. But we do not have the commodity name, but we have the commodity code. So where is the commodity? Expand the dimension. Okay, DBO, database object, dimension, commodity. Expand the columns, commodity code and commodity. So maybe this could be the commodity description. Okay, so by this, what we can understand, so we need to join the fact table and dimension table to get the data of the descriptive information into the fact table, transactional data, and go for further analysis. So this is what we have it in the database. What is that data that the client mentioned? The client mentioned international export to DB. And under that, we have all these information: calendar, commodity, country, DIM exchange rate, exported to, material type, region, states, supplier, transportation, and also what do we have? We have DBO.export FCT exports analysis. So DBO is database object and EXP is export and FCT is the fact table. Export analysis is the name of the table. And the above tables, DBO, TIM is the dimension, calendar is the table name. So how do we see? So let me do one thing. Let me copy this. So I'm not able to copy. Let me check, shift select. No, I'm not able to copy this. So what do we need to do? We need to check what kind of information do we have it in these queries. Okay, do we have it in these tables? So let me write select star from DBO dot calendar. Yes, what do we have in the calendar table? So we have the exported month, short month, year, quarter, month, and year quarter. So we have the information about the time dimension, the calendar information. Yes, that's well and good. So what is the next thing we need to check? So we need to check other tables. Okay, DIM commodity. So let us check that. Let us quickly check what do we have in the DIM commodity. So let us run this. So we have the commodity code and commodity description. Okay, so what is the codes and associated description in the commodity code? Okay, that's well and good. And the next one is country. Okay, DBO dot country. Let us check that what we can do. So what do we have? We have the country code and country description. And if you see what do we have in the country description, BD is not abbreviated. And we also have NM. So we need to look into these information. So do we need to expand this description or do we need to exclude this NM? Let us see that. And the next one is exchange rate. Let us ignore that exchange rate. Exported to data. Okay, exported to. So let us run what kind of a data that we have it in the exported to. So we have the exported to code and exported to description. So the way we have the grocery stores in India are the third-party vendors for selling all the products. So we also have the exported to description. So these are all the exported to vendors where these vendors sell all the products in their respective countries. So we need to understand, we do not know. We have the exported to, but which country these exported to descriptions or exported to information we have. So we need to join and we need to get to know the information. Material type. So what do we have? The next one is material type. So what do we have in the material? Let us check that. So in the material type, we will have the information like whether it is a finished goods, raw material, or chemical composition, and Na. If you remember, we need to replace Na with under processing. Okay. So if you see, replace material type NA with under processing. Okay, maybe that is in progress. So we need to understand that that product is in progress. So that is what we need to understand. And the next one is region. So what do we have in the region? So let's check that. So we have different types of region: APAC, Asia Pacific, Middle East, NSA, America, North, South America, AFR, Africa. So that is what we have it in the region. And let's check what do we have the next table. State. State. This is from state. So from where we are exporting the products, which state we are exporting the products. And now let us check other tables. So what do we have the next? Supplier. Who are supplying the products? This is from. So it is, so Hindustan Unilever, Sneham, Aditya Tripathi, these are all the suppliers from country. And what do we have exported to is the two country vendors. Okay. And the next one's transportation. So how we are transporting these products? Airway, seaway, or railway. So that is what we have it. And the next one is, the last one is the fact table. The last one is fact table. So let's check what do we have in the fact table. We have HS code, commodity code, trade code, supplier code, region code, country code, exported to code. So we have all these, and export mode code, export mode, material type code, unit of measure, from currency to currency, and price, quantity, free charges. So we have all these information in the. So by this we can get to know that, okay, so these fact table contains the foreign keys. These codes are all foreign keys. So what do we need to do? So by looking at the data, by looking at the table, so we have price, quantity, charges. So we can understand that, okay, this is the fact table. Yes, it is already written that exp.fct.exports analysis. So FCT represents the fact, but to the newbies or those who want to understand which table has what kind of information. So what is the simple trick? The simple trick that whether that table contains the descriptive information or the transactional data. The table which contains the descriptive information, that is called as a dimension table. And the table which contains the complete transactional data, that is called as a fact table. Fact table contains foreign key and the dimension table contains primary key. Okay, so we have all these tables. So what do we need to do? We got to know that. So as per the mail that we received from the client, so he said that we need to look into all this information. And also what do we have in the screenshot? We got that, okay, sum of price, sum of quantity. And we have A1, A2, A3, A4 represents the commodity codes. So first thing is we need to join the data, join the tables. The first and foremost thing that we need to do for developing the query or developing the project is, okay, join the tables. The first step is join the tables. Then the second step is implement the calculations. Implement the calculations. Okay. And the third step, we need to go through whatever we want to go for the next further calculations. And we need to implement the create the view. Create the view. Let us see that. Okay, let us see that. So what is the first and foremost rule for joining the tables? Okay, always remember, first table should be fact table, and the next table, okay, second table should be for joining. Okay, when we apply the joins, so need to remember this concept that second table should be dimension table. Second table should be dimension table. Okay, dimension table. So that is what we need to remember. Okay, let us implement. So how do we implement? Let us see that. So it is so simple. So let me get select star from this table because we are dealing with the fact table. We need to combine. Okay, we need to join. Okay, join fact table with fact table with dimension table dimension table to get descriptive information. To get descriptive information. Okay. First table should always be the fact table because we do not want to miss any transactional data. Okay. So select star from DBO dot export analysis. Okay. Here let me take off the star. Now we need to inform. Okay. What do I do here? I would like to give the alias name AS as we can go for AS for giving the alias name, or we can also directly give the FT. Okay, the SQL can easily understand FT is the short name alias of EXP exports analysis. Okay, FT is the fact table. Okay, FT is fact table and the short name of export analysis table. So here what do we need to do? We need to get the HS code. Okay, HS code. Okay, we need to get the HS code. And what is the next thing? Next table, next data is, okay, next column is commodity code. Okay, commodity code. Yes, we got the commodity code. What is the next thing that we need to get after commodity code? Okay, let me run this. Okay, let me run this. So what we have got HS code and commodity code. What do we need to get? We need to get the commodity description. Okay, we need to get the commodity description. How do we get the commodity description? By joining the table. Okay, by joining the table. So how do we join the table? We can join the table by, okay, left outer join. Let me give the left outer join. Okay, FT dot. Okay, left outer join. Here what do we need to do? We need to take the dimension table. Okay, we need to take the dimension table. What is the dimension table? Commodity. What do we need to extract from the commodity? We need to extract the commodity description. Okay, here I can go for DC. DC represents the dimension commodity. Okay, DC represents dimension commodity. Or we can also go for one more name, DCM, dimension commodity, the short name. So here, what I can do, comma, enter DCM dot. Okay, DCM dot commodity description. Okay, as commodity. So here it is not able to understand ambiguous column name, commodity code. It is saying that, okay, commodity code is existing in the fact table and also the commodity code existing in the dimension table. Which one I need to choose? I'm not able to understand. SQL is saying I'm not able to understand. So what do we need to do here? Always remember, always get the fact table foreign keys. Okay, dimension table, we should not be getting the codes foreign keys. We should not be getting the codes from the dimension table. We should always get the codes foreign keys from the fact table only. So what is the short name? FT dot. Okay, commodity code. Okay, it understood. So let us also go for FT dot. So it would be easy for us to understand. Okay, so what we can do? So here we can write some description. Okay, here we can write description. Okay, the commodity description. So we can get commodity description. And what is the next thing? The next thing is that state code. Okay, after the commodity, we need to get the state code. FT dot state underscore code. Okay, so we need to give the comma. Okay, FT dot state underscore code, comma, enter. So here what do we need to do? We need to get the state description. Okay, state description. So how do we do that? So down we need to join it. Okay, we already joined. Okay, we did not join. So how do we join? On, okay, how do we join? On FT dot, okay, FT dot commodity code equal to, okay, FT dot commodity code. And again here you remember, first column when we join, so it should be the foreign key. Okay, and DCM dot commodity code. Okay, DCM dot commodity code. So we can easily get the data. So what do I do? So let me only run these. Okay, let me only run these Okay, let me take off this and let me run only this. How do we get the data? Okay. Okay, what happened? Okay, commodity, we ignored the commodity. So let me take off this. Okay, here keep the comma. Okay. So here let me run. So let's see whether we are able to pull the commodity description or not. Yes, you see. So HS code, commodity code, and commodity description has been pulled from the commodity table. So what is the next step? The next step is we need to pull the state description. Okay, after that, state description. Okay, after that, state description. So how do we get to know? So we need to see. Okay, we need to see select the star from, because we need to see the standard. So wherever we have the code, after that, we need to get the description. State code, state description. Okay, so here what do I do? So here let us go for again left outer join, left outer join. So what is the table name? DBO dot state. Okay, DBO dot state, state. And here what do we need to do? DST, we can write the short form. Okay, dimension state on. Okay, ft dot state table, state code, state underscore code equal to dst dot state underscore code. Okay, dst dot state underscore code. So here what do we need to do? We can write state code. Okay, let me check. Do we have the state code? Okay, so here what we can do, comma dst dot state description. Double click, we can get the state description. Okay, so here we are missing the comma, so that is the reason here we are getting the red mark. Okay, it is saying incorrect syntax near. Okay, so it is asking us to give the comma before the line. Okay, we gave the comma. Okay, so do we need to check? Can we check again whether we are getting the state description or not? Yes, wherever we have the state code, we are trying to pull the description from the dimension table. Okay, so what is the next thing? Okay, what is the next column? Supplier code, and after that region. Okay, so comma ft dot supplier code. Okay, where is that supplier code? Ft dot supplier code, comma. So here what do we need to do? We need to join the table. Where is the supplier code? Yes, here is the supplier code. Okay, go up here, right left outer join, left outer join supplier. Okay, supplier on ft dot supplier code, ft dot supplier code equal to. So here we need to give the name, supplier name. What we can do? Yes, DSU. Okay, dimension supplier, DSU dot. Okay, supplier code. Okay, we have joined here. So if we join here, so once we join here, we get the information over here. Okay, DSU dot supplier, supplier description. Okay, DSU dot supplier description. And what is the next thing? Region code. Let us get the region. Okay, directly straightforwardly. So we understood the concept. So this is how in the real time also we join the same thing. Okay, left outer join, left outer join region dr. So I'll name it as dr. ft dot region code. So let me come down. Ft dot region code equal to dr dot region code. And here what do we need to do? We can write ft dot. Okay, give the comma, ft dot region code. Come down. Yes, and comma dr dot region description. Yes, we have pulled the region description. And after that country. Okay, after that country. So let me get the country. Okay, let me get the country. Okay, so here what do we need to do? Left outer join. First we need to join and we can give the column names, or we can give the, why do we need to join the first? Because we are giving the short names. Okay, we are giving the short names. Dim currency. Oh, okay, dim country. So we can write DCO. Okay, DCO on ft dot. Okay, ft dot left outer join dbo dot dim country. Why? Oh, join is missing. The join is missing. Okay, ft dot. So what is that? Country code. ft dot country code equal to dco dot country code. So here what we can do, so here we can give ft dot country code, ft dot country code, okay, comma, and here we can do, okay, we are missing the comma, okay, ft dot country code and dco dot, okay, dco dot country description, comma, enter. And what is the next thing? Exported to code, okay, exported to code. Where is that exported to code? Yeah, here we have the exported to code. So go to join, okay, left outer join again, left outer join, dbo dot exported to code, okay, det we can write, okay, dimension exported to on ft dot exported to export mode, I think, okay, equal to det dot exported to code. Is it? Yeah, export mode, export mode, okay, exported to code and exported to code. Okay, it's not export mode, it is exported to code, exported to code. Yeah, okay. Here I can directly take, okay, let me directly copy this exported mode. Okay, you can, here I can directly put it, okay, exported to code, comma, and here what do we have? Det dot exported to description. Okay, we got the data. This is well and good. Okay, again, what do we need to do? What is the next thing? Exported month. Okay, exported month. What we can do here in the calendar? So I can directly, so we can directly implement the calendar, or we need to join it by the month. Okay, we can join it by the month. So how can we join it by the month? So we have exported month. Okay, we have the column called as exported month. Let me take the calendar. Where is the calendar? Do we have the calendar? Yes, we have the calendar. So let me copy this. So here what do I do? So left outer join. Okay, left outer join calendar. Okay, DCA, which represents calendar. Okay, ft dot on. Okay, we need to mention on ft dot exported month equal to DCA dot exported month. Okay, DCA dot exported month. So what do we need to pull here? So we can pull here the month, quarter, okay, DC dot short month, okay, so DC dot short month, okay, here we can do, okay, DC dot short month, okay, DC, not DC, DCA dot, so we can go for month, okay, DCA dot month, AS as month, so we can write month, okay, comma, so DCA dot, we can pull quarter as quarter, comma, okay, DCA dot, so we can go for year month, year quarter, okay, as year underscore month. So we can pull the information. But what do we need to have? We need to have ft dot exported month. Okay, that is important. Exported month and also exported year. ft dot exported year. Okay, year. We need to have year as year. So we can write. So let me give the comma. Okay, here also let me give the comma. Okay, so we have, we also pulled the information from the calendar. So let me take this off. Okay, let me take this off. And the next one is export mode. Okay, left outer join, left outer join. So where is that export mode? Where is that export mode? So ft dot export mode. So we can match it with exported mode. Exported mode. Let me check. Yeah, here we can join it with, okay, left outer join. Here we can join with the transportation. Okay, left outer join dbo dot transportation. Where do we have transportation? Yes, here we have the transportation. Okay, transportation, and we can give the name DT. We can give the name DTP. Okay. So here FT dot export mode. Okay. We need to write on FT dot export mode equal to DTP dot export mode. So what do we need to do? So we need to build the export mode. So here comma export mode comma DTP dot export mode description. Yes, we have pulled export mode. And what is the next thing? Okay, what is the next thing? Material type. Okay, the last one is material type. Okay, FT dot material type. Let me directly go for FT dot. So material, where is the material? Material type code, comma. Okay. So here let me write. Okay. Left outer join. Material type. Where is the material type? Yes, here we have the material type. Material type DMT. Okay. On FT dot export mode equal to DMT dot X. Oh, sorry, material code. Okay. Yeah, we need to take the material code, not the export mode. Material code. Material type code. Okay. So here what do? I'll directly take the material type code. I think we already have taken. So DTP dot, oh, not DTP, DMT dot, okay, material type. Okay, we can get the material description. And the next one directly we can go for unit of measure. Okay. So what do we have? Unit of measure. So I can directly go for FT dot unit of measure. Where is that unit of measure? Unit of measure, comma. Next one from currency to currency. Let us go through it again. FT dot price. Okay, next column is FT dot price, comma. Next FT dot quantity, comma. FT dot free charges, and what do we have the next? Yeah, that's it. So we have that. So let me take all these. First one, let me take all this, and now let me run. Okay. So what is the output that we are getting? Let us see the output. Then we can go through the calculations in the next stage, next step. Okay. After HS code, yes, we got the commodity code, and after the commodity code, we got the commodity description. Next one, state code, state description. Yes, that's well and good. Supplier code, supplier description. Yes. Region code, region description. Yes. Country code, country description. Yes. Okay. Exported to code, exported to description. Yes. And we have pulled the year, exported month, number, and quarter, which is getting in the decimal point. We need to change it into the typecast decimal to the number. Okay, integer. And the next one is year month, which is the combination of year hyphen month. And export mode, yes, we got export mode description, material type code, material type description, unit of measure, price, quantity, free charges. Yes. So the basic thing that we have completed. What is the basic thing? Joining the tables we have completed. We have joined all the tables. Okay. We have successfully joined all the tables. Okay. It is completed. That's well and good. Okay. What is the next step? Implement the calculations. Okay. Implement the calculations. What is the calculation? Okay. So if you see the calculation, okay. So let us go from the bottom to top. Round off the price to 2 decimals. Okay. Round off the price to 2 decimal. How do we round off the price? We have a function called as round. Okay. What does the round take? Round takes the column, comma, how many decimal points that we need to get it. Okay. If you see here, in the price, we are getting 25.022222. Okay. 10.1015.88888. Okay. So we are getting that. So what client is requesting? Round off, round. Okay. So you see what is the parameters that we have? Expression, comma, precision, integer. Okay, precision, how many points, how many decimals, decimal number that we need to get. Okay, let me go for 2. Only we need to get 2 decimals after the point as price. as price. Okay, let me execute. Okay, and now let's check the output. Yes, we got the price only 2 points after the number. Yeah, you see 37.66. Yeah, we got 289.85. Yeah, we got it. Okay, we got the data. So the calculations are, okay, the first and foremost calculation is the free charges. We need to calculate the free charges. So free charges is calculated based on the total sales, or we can use the price and quantity. So total sales is nothing but price multiplied by quantity. And what do we have? We need to calculate free charges divided by 100, because we need to bring that percentage into the number. Okay, then we can get the percentage can be converted into the number. Okay, and what do we have? The next thing, so we have the duty charges. Okay, we need to calculate the duty charges. So how do we calculate the duty charges? Duty charges is calculated based on the condition that is given. Okay, and also we have the final duty charges calculations. And after that, we need to calculate the total sales. I think we already calculated the total sales. So at the end, we have the total. No, we did not calculate. I think, let me check. No, we did not calculate the total sales. We will calculate it in this tutorial. And we need to calculate the free charges, duty charges, total cost to company, net sales. So these calculations we need to do now. So let us get into the query. So how do we calculate? Let us calculate the total sales. The general definition, or general, if you want to calculate any revenue or sales, the general formula is like price multiplied by quantity. Price multiplied by quantity. Let us apply the same thing over here. So what do we need to do? We can calculate FT. So let me go with FT dot price multiplied by FT dot quantity. FT dot quantity. Okay. And we can give the name as alias name as total sales. So we can't directly give the total sales directly like this. Okay, it does not take, because SQL doesn't understand what this is. Either we need to give it in the square brackets. Okay, square brackets, or we can directly give the underscore, or the next way is giving the quotes. Okay, by this it can easily understand. Okay, this is the name of the column. So let me run this. Okay, let's see what we are going to get it. Okay, let me run this. We got the total sales, but the thing is that, so we are getting the many decimal points. So what do we need to do? We need to restrict the decimal points by the function called as round. So I can give it over here 2. And now let us execute. Okay. Yes, it is executed. Now we are able to restrict the decimal point to 2 numbers. So this is total sales. Let us calculate the next calculation is free charges. Free charges. So what is the formula of free charges? The formula of free charges is, okay, the formula of free charges is FT dot price multiplied by FT dot quantity. Okay, again multiplied by, we need to make that, we need to convert that. So we need to convert that free charges in percentage into the number. Okay, how can we convert that? FT dot free charges, FT dot free charges divided by 100. Okay, divided by 100, so that it is converted into the number. And again, after that, we are calculating with the total sales. The same formula that we have it, but we are implementing it in a different way. Okay, so what do we have? So free charges. So we need to convert this into number. So divided. Okay, and again we need to calculate with the total sales. Okay, so here what? Let us run this. First, let me run this. What we are getting? So same thing. Okay, we did not give the column name, and we are also getting the percentage. I mean the decimal point after the point, decimal numbers after the point. So what we can do here? We can round this off. Round, and we can give After this, we can give comma 2. We will only take the 2 decimal numbers of the after the point, and let us go for freed charges. Directly, I can give the naming convention as freed charges. Freed charges. So I can give the single quote so that it can understand the column name. Okay. Now we have calculated the freed charges. What is the next thing we need to calculate? That is duty charges. We need to calculate duty charges. Duty charges. How can we calculate the duty charges? Okay. How can we calculate the duty charges? So duty charges calculation is based on this condition. Okay, let me take this condition over here. So it would be easy to refer. It would be easy to refer. So this is to comment out. Okay, this is to comment out. So now let us find it. Okay, now let us write. Okay, so let us write the case statement. If you want to implement this condition, we need to go with the case statement. Case, okay, enter. When, case when. So we are missing the comma. So that is the reason we are getting the error over here. Case when, okay, quantity. So mainly we are depending on the quantity. Okay, ft dot quantity. Ft dot quantity. So what it is? Between 1 to 25. So we need to write between the function directly straightforwardly between 1 and 25. 1 and 25. Then it is 0.05 percentage. If we convert 0.5 percentage into value, okay, how can we convert the percentage into value? So we need to divide it by 100. Okay, 0.5 percentage divide by 100. Okay, 0.005. Okay, it is 0.005. Okay, so if the quantity in between 1 and 25, the charges that we need to pay is 0.5 percentage. If we convert 0.5 percentage into number, then it is 0.005. Okay, that is first condition. And what is the next thing? When ft dot quantity, when ft dot quantity between, okay, 26 and 50, 26 and 50, then it is 1 percentage. When we convert 1 into the number, okay, divided by 100, 1 divided by 100, it is 0.01. Okay, again same thing. When ft dot quantity between, okay, 50, we can directly go for 51. Already it is 26 to 50, 51 and 100, then it is 1.5 percentage. It is 0.015 percentage. And the next one, when ft dot quantity between 101 and 200, okay, so 101 and 200, then it is 2 percentage. It is 0.02. And the last one, when quantity greater than, okay, ft dot quantity greater than 200, okay, greater than 200, then it is 0.025. 0.025 percentage. And the last one is else 0. If none of the above conditions fall, then it becomes 0. Okay, then it becomes 0. And next one is end as duty charges. Okay, duty underscore, or we can directly go for give the quote duty underscore charges. Okay, let me run this. Okay, what we are going to get, let us see that. So we got the duty charges. Okay, 0.025, 0.025, we got the duty charges. What do we need to do? The next thing is that we have got the duty charges. What do we need to do? We need to multiply the duty charges with the total sales. Okay, we need to multiply the duty charges with the total sales. Okay, how can I do that? I can directly multiply ft dot price. Okay, ft dot price multiplied by ft dot quantity, then give the multiplication. Okay, give the symbol star for multiplying the total sales with duty charges. Okay, total sales with duty charges. And let me click on execute. So how can we get the data? Okay, we got the duty charges, but again the same thing. We need to round off. How do we do that? keep the round before this and at the end. Okay, comma 2, comma 2, and click on execute. Now what? Now we are able to see the correct data. Okay, we have calculated free charges. We have calculated duty charges. And what is the next calculation that we need to do? Okay, what is the next calculation that we need to do? Okay, so we calculated. So what do we need to do? We need to calculate total cost to company and net sales. Okay, we can calculate total cost to company, but we need to consider total sales, free charges, duty charges, and for the net sales we need to take off. We need to go through this formula. But before calculating this, okay, this can be done by the CTEs. Before calculating this, let us go through the key points for developing the query. Okay, what do we need to do here? So they are saying that, okay, they are saying that exclude gold, iron, and steel from the analysis where it falls under mineral category. Okay, so how can we do that? Okay, it can be done by using after the joins. Okay, after the joins, we need to go for right where. Okay, what do we need to do here? Exclude gold. Okay, what do we have? Let me copy that. Okay, let me copy this. Okay, let me directly copy this. So we will be easily understanding. Exclude gold, iron, and steel from the analysis where it falls under mineral category. Okay, what I can do? So we can directly go for not condition, not open the bracket. Okay, open the bracket, and where is the what is the commodity code? What is the name convention that we gave for the commodity code? So we can directly take, okay, DCM dot commodity. We can directly take this. Okay, DCM dot commodity. DCM dot commodity, because we need to take the commodity code, but we directly have this. Okay, now you see commodity. Now we are able to see the commodity. Okay, G6. Yeah, if we enter the FT dot commodity code equal to G6, but we already have the gold, so we can either we can go for any of these. Okay, so what we did, we have only filtered the data for the gold commodity code gold, but we do not want to do this. Okay, we do not want to include this. What we can do, exclude by clicking on the not ft.commodity equal to gold. Click on execute. Now we will not be able to see the commodity code gold. Okay, you see commodity code gold will be excluded. What they are saying, commodity code equal to gold again. And the next one is or condition, we can write ft dot. Okay, either we can go for ft dot commodity code, not the commodity code, sorry. So we can directly go for commodity, DCM dot commodity again, or DCM dot commodity equal to iron and steel. Okay, iron and iron, comma steel, iron, comma steel. But let me check whether we have iron, steel. We have iron or steel, iron and steel. Let me check that. Whether do we have it or not. Iron and steel. Okay. So let me comment it out. Yes, iron and steel. It's not iron, comma steel. It's iron and steel. Okay. The name is iron and steel, not the logical operator and. Okay. Iron and steel. Okay. So now I can write this iron and steel in here. Iron and steel in here. Okay. Let me take this off. And here, let me comment this out. Okay. Now let me execute this. Okay. We are missing bracket. Let me execute this. Yes, without gold, without iron, we have got the data. Okay. This can also be written as, okay, this can also be written by using another operator called as, okay, another operator called as in operator. Okay, another operator called as in operator. So I can directly take in. Okay, open the normal bracket and take this off. Give the comma and execute. What we are missing? We are missing one bracket. And click on execute. Yes, we got the data. So this is also another way of writing the not condition. Okay. And what do we have the next thing? The next thing that we have it here is we need to go for another case statement for the region. Okay. So what do we have? Namibia NM and Morocco MO falls under East Africa. Okay, we need to go through the region. Where is the region? So region code, yes. We have the region code. Okay. Namibia NM and Morocco MO falls under East Africa. Build a new hierarchy. Okay. How can we do that? Case. So let me write case, enter, tab for the indentation when ft.country, ft.country code in, okay, ft.country code in NM, give the single quote NM, comma, MO, Morocco, okay, close the bracket, then East Africa, East Africa, close the bracket, close the quote and close the bracket, sorry, and else region description, okay, else DRG description, okay, end as region description. I can directly go for region description. Region description. Okay, give the comma and now let us run this. Okay, so region Asia, okay, Asia Pacific, okay, Asia Pacific. What do we need to do? Let us come down. Okay, let us come down and let's check whether we have Morocco or not. So East Africa. Yes, we have got East Africa. Okay, Namibia, NM, and Morocco. So we need to exclude NM also. Okay, NM. So we can also write one more condition if you want to exclude NM, small NM. What we can write? And condition, one more and condition. Okay, we can go for region not equal to, or country. It is country. Okay, DC dot, is it DCO? I think DCO dot. Yeah, country code not equal to NM. We can write small nm. Now let us execute. Okay, we will not be able to see the small nm in the country code. Small nm in the country code. Now you see Brazil, South Africa. Okay, so now we are not able to see the small nm. So this is looking into the calculation. So we completed total sales, free charges, duty charges. Now we need to calculate total cost to company and net sales. So what is the formula of total cost to company? Total sales plus free charges plus duty charges. So what happens? We need to go for long. What do you say? Long formula. What is that long formula? So we need to take this for calculating the total sales. Okay. For calculating cost to company, not the total sales. Cost to company. What is the? Let me add this. Okay. Cost to company. Cost to company. So what is the formula? So total cost to company is total sales. Okay, we need to take this total sales. Okay, total sales. Okay, after that plus free charges. What is the formula of free charges? Again, I need to take this. Okay, and the next one is duty charges. Again, I need to go for this. Okay, again I need to go for this. Again, I need to go for this. Then what I get? I will get the total sales. Okay, as total sales, comma. So let me give the comma. So let me click on execute. And at the end, yes, we are able to see the total sales. Okay, what is the total sales? Total sales. Okay, we have not the total sales, total cost to company. Okay, cost to company. Cost to company. So what is total cost to company? So the total cost to company is 8,331 plus 166 plus 208. It is 8706.58. Okay, this is the total cost to company, but it is bigger formula. Oh, we need to take the all this. So how can we deal if you want to overcome this kind of a scenarios? And what is the next formula? We need to go for net sales. Okay, what is the net sales? Again, total sales minus free charges minus the same formula. Okay, the same formula. I need to go for taking the same formula. Okay, same query. So I need to calculate over here. So in place of place, I need to put minus. Okay, here what do I do? Minus. Again here also minus. So I need to give net sales, the naming convention as net sales, and click on execute. Click on execute. So we got the net sales. 7956 is the net sales. Okay. So, but how can we deal if we have many calculations like this? But how can we deal with such scenarios? So we can deal with such scenarios by creating the CTEs. Okay. So yes, we have implemented the calculations completed. Okay, completed. The next thing is that creating the CTEs. Okay, what is a CTE? It is common table expression. It is common table expression. So what is the use of creating the CTEs? Okay, what is the use of creating the CTEs? Okay, by creating the CTE, okay, we can use the formula again and again. Okay, we can use the formula again and again. So it starts with. Okay, the CTE is common table expression, which is that it is used for use temporary table which runs when the query is when we execute the query. So we can't see, if you want to see the output, we need to run again. Okay, we need to run. Okay, so it improves the loading time. First thing, it improves the loading time. And what is the syntax? So we can create the syntax by using with name of the CTE, as, and open the bracket. We can write the select statement. Select column 1, okay, column 2, column 3, okay, column 3 from table name, and close the bracket. And now what we can do? We can write select star from name of the CTE. Okay, we can write from, and at the end we can write from this common table expression. Okay, so how can we create the CTE over here? We can create the CTE. So let me write global. Okay, let us give the global export analysis is the name of the CTE that we are giving. AS as, open the bracket. Okay, we have written all the select statements, conditions, calculations over here. Okay, at the end we need to give the comma. Okay, at the end we need to give the, not the comma, close the bracket. So what we did, we have closed the bracket of CTE. Now what do we need to do? Select. Okay, select. So we need to give the naming over here. We can directly take the name. What we can do, select. So I can directly write select from. Okay, what is the from table? From table is this table, global export analysis. Okay, I can write from table is global export analysis, and I can give the naming like alias name like as GEA, global export analysis. Here in the global export analysis, GEA dot, so I can write star. Star represents all the columns. Okay, star represents all the columns. Okay. Oh, sorry. Okay, we need to write it at the end, not here. At the end of the, yes. Here we can write and click on execute. Okay. So what happened here? Whatever the select statement that we have, okay, the select statements are stored in the CTE. Okay, are stored in the CTE. So this is a virtual table. CTEs are like temporary virtual tables. We can only see the output when we execute the table. Okay, when we execute the query. So if I click on execute, yes, we can able to see the execution. So what is the next step that we need to do? We need to write the data. Okay, we need to go through the calculation. What is the calculation? First calculation is total cost to company. So whatever we have written above, it can be written by using the CTEs. Okay, it can be written by using the CTEs. What I can do, round, open the bracket, okay, GEA dot total sales, total underscore or total sales, close the bracket. What is the total sales? I am trying to pick the total sales. Where is the total sales? So here is the total sales. I am directly pulling the total sales without writing price multiplied by quantity. I am directly pulling the total sales. Okay, plus total sales plus GEA dot freight charges. Okay, freight underscore charges. So what is the name that we gave for the freight charges? Yes, we gave the freight charges. Direct, straightforward. I can take the freight charges. Not this one, freight charges. Plus duty charges. GEA dot duty charges. What is the name that we gave? Duty charges. Yes, this is the name that we gave to the duty charges. Duty charges. Okay, close the bracket. As, so we can write total cost to company. Total cost to company. Okay, and give this. Now what do we need to do? Why we are getting error? GEA dot. Okay, round function. So what do we need to do? We need to give, close the bracket. Yeah. So let me click on execute and come last. Now you see, we are able to see the same output with the CTE. Okay. And one more. Okay. One more calculation is, okay, round. What we can do? GEA dot. So here what do we need to do? Same thing. Whatever we have, I can directly take over here. Okay, I can directly take over here. In place of plus, I can go for minus to calculate the net sales. Minus, close the bracket, as what we can do here, we can directly go for net sales. Net sales. And close the bracket and execute. So let's see whether we are getting net sales or not. Yes, we got the net sales. Okay, instead of writing all these, okay, instead of writing all this, we can call by creating the CTE, we can directly call freight charges and duty charges in the calculation by using the by using the CTEs, common table expression. Okay, so we created common table expression. What is the next thing that we need to create? Create a view so that the query can be reusable. Okay, create a view so that the query can be reusable. So how can we use the query? View. View is it is also temporary table. Okay, temporary table. So why do we create view? So if you, for example, there are 10 tables available. Okay, 10 tables. So each table contains 100 columns. Each table contains 100 columns. Probably 10 tables, 1000 columns are there. For the project requirement, we need 10 tables, but as per the information that we got from the client, we need to pick only few columns from each and every table. Okay, few columns from each table. What we can do, we can join all the tables, we can write the conditions, we can go for the calculations, and at the end we can create the view, so that in future there is no need of running the whole query again and again. We can directly go for running the query. Okay, what is the syntax? Okay, create view. Okay, we can directly create the view. Okay, so we can directly create the view, and what we can do, we can create view, open the bracket. Okay, open the bracket, and what we can do, write all the select statement, close the bracket, and at the end we can go for select star from. Okay, select star from whatever the view we created, we can write the name of the view. Name of the view. So this is CTEs. So how can we write over here? Okay, we can write create view, create view, open the bracket. Okay, open the bracket, and at the end close the bracket. Okay, close the bracket. Okay, now we can write select. Okay, now we can write select. What is the view? So let me write view name, create view. We need to write the view name. So let me write global export analysis, global export analysis underscore view. Okay, underscore view. And here what we can do, we can create view global export analysis as, and with is the CTEs that we have written. And at the end, what we can do at the end, we can directly use. Okay, so let me take this off. Okay, let me take this off and click on execute. Okay, column name in each view function must be unique. The column name total cost. Okay, so what it is saying, so we have the difference in the total cost to company, the duplication of the names. Okay, so let me run this. Now let me run this. Yes, it is successfully executed. Okay, yes, it is successfully executed. But if you want to run this, okay, select star from. Okay, whatever the view that we created, we can directly use that view name, global export analysis. Okay, global export analysis view, and click on execute. Now you see we are able to see all the columns available. Okay, all the columns available. Okay, and this created view can also be seen under the database. Okay, what is that database? International Export DB, and click on the view, expand the view. You see global export analysis view we have created. Okay, the temporary table, the view is created. This view can be reusable in the data. Okay, reusable in the query again and again. Coming to the CTEs, we cannot use the CTEs. That CTE will not be stored anywhere. Okay, when we run the query, we get the output. Coming to the view, we can reuse the views again and again to execute the data. So what we can do, without writing all these queries, okay, without writing all these queries, I can directly take the view, select the star from global export analysis into Power BI. Okay, into Power BI, and let us see how do we use this view in Power BI. Okay, how can we use this view in Power BI? Now you see, click on SQL Server. It's loading. And click on advanced option, paste it, select star from global export analysis view. So what is the next thing? We need to enter the database name. Okay, so enter the database name. Okay, and the next thing is that server name. Copy the server name and paste it over here and click on OK. So this is the way we use the SQL query. We create the views in the SQL server, in the database, and that view will contain all the calculations, all the joins, all the conditions, and we directly, without using the bigger or longer queries in Power BI, we directly use a view which runs faster and it saves a lot of time. So this is the way we get the data into Power BI, and I can directly go here and I can see the data that we have pulled from the SQL query.